What's up, guys? You see here from Unqualified Critics. So AtGames is doing a brand new product, the Legends Core. It's a little HDMI puck where you can play arcade games basically on your television, but it reflects the entire ecosystem of the Legends system. It's going to have ArcadeNet. It's going to be able to play pinball games and kind of on and on. I'm starting to get a little bit confused because I know AtGames is doing that PCB product that you can buy. They're doing this as more of a home console play, but I think there's a lot of overlap between where you'd want to use this and where you'd want to buy that PCB and build your own cabinet. Because you could technically build your own cabinet with this Legends Core. It's all very confusing, but I'm going to set that aside and I'm going to compare this to the Arcade 1-Up HDMI consoles. Because really, they are comparable. They're going to be similar in price. So here you're getting a puck that is basically a console. You can connect whatever controllers you want to it, joystick type control panel, regular console type controller, whatever you want. But it's got 100 games on it. It's got a lot of the best games from the Legends Ultimate. And the games list I'll put up on the screen. A lot of arcade games, some console games. And you guys know where I stand on that. I tend to think these products ought to be all arcade. But if we're talking about something like this puck, it actually starts to make sense for the first time to have some console games because you're going to be playing this on your television. Where I think this shines the most is by comparing it to that Arcade 1-Up console. Because the Arcade 1-Up console is $40. This, $50. Way more games, and you still are able to add your own games just like you can with Arcade 1-Up. And you're able to leverage ArcadeNet, so you can log in and stream games. You can stream games locally. You can stream games from their servers. So it's really all the flexibility of the Legends Ultimate arcade machine in a home console version. I think it's a really good idea. I also think this might cannibalize some Legends Ultimate sales. Legends Ultimate is $500 roughly, depending on where you buy it and is it on sale. This is only going to be $50. Now, it doesn't come with controllers, but I'm actually a little surprised this is $50. Before I looked up the price and the info sheet they gave me, I was guessing. I always kind of guessed to myself, all right, what's this going to cost? What do I think it's worth? I was thinking $99. So the Arcade 1-Up HDMI console, which really threw me for a loop, I didn't expect it. It's starting to make a little more sense now. Maybe they wanted to compete with AtGames. We've got AtGames going full circle now. They started with the mini consoles. Now they're taking their arcade success, their Legends success. That's clearly, a big tent brand name now. It covers a lot of products, and they're bringing it into the television space for your living room. This looks like this is a killer value. I mean, this is pretty impressive. Now, if you want the arcade controls, you're going to want that Legends Gamer or the Legends Gamer Pro that's going to come with the arcade control panel that you set on your lap. But if you don't care about that, or you just want something you can travel with to game on, like for example, I travel with my NES Classic a lot. I've got a ton of games on it. It's just a quick thing, plug it in the hotel room, whatever. This could fill that same niche, but it's got a lot of advanced tech like Bluetooth and everything else. Pretty cool stuff. I do think AtGames is getting to the point where they are going to start confusing some people because they're giving so much choice. Are you building your own arcade cabinet from scratch? Then you'll probably want that Legends Connect, that PCB board from AtGames that you can plug into your own machine. But you could make an argument for just buying the Legends Core and getting a lot more games built in. You could really go either way. I see no reason you could not use the Legends Core for your own products. Are you building your own pinball table from scratch? You could buy the Legends pinball and just buy it off the shelf, or you could buy this and build your own pinball that way, or again, you could buy the Legends Connect. Do you want the arcade controls? And it comes with the Mini, the Legends Gamer Mini or the Legends Gamer, whichever one comes with the puck. Or do you want to buy the puck standalone? Again, these do all serve sort of different purposes, but they're not that different. I guess the value of doing this decoupled from the Legends Gamer, again, that control panel with the joysticks, is you get the price way down. I mean, $50 price point is insane for this. So if you're looking at, you really want to compete with Arcade 1-Up for that console space, this is going to dominate. Again, if they can build enough of them, this is going to dominate Arcade 1-Up. We know Arcade 1-Up has their product in retailers. We know they built a bunch of them. But if AtGames can meet them in production, this is the better value. The other thing, though, that I find a little curious, AtGames pretty consistently over-delivers on value. I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself with the Legends Pinball because it's not released yet. But when you look at the specs, when you look at the weight, which costs them money to ship, and then you look at the price, only $50 more than Arcade 1-Up, but it's larger, it's heavier, it's glass instead of plexi, blah, blah, blah. Now, again, you might prefer the Arcade 1-Up. I'm not saying the Legends Pinball is clearly the superior option. There are good reasons, I think, on both sides, and I'll do a video on that, by the way, separate from this. But here's what I'm saying. They could have probably charged $100 to $150 more than Arcade 1-Up for the Legends Pinball, just given the value. Now, you might hate Gottlieb and stuff. Again, you might have reasons you don't buy it. But if we're just looking at the specs, at $599, I think they're going to have a hard time building enough of these to get things going. It's going to be razor thin profit margins, whereas the Arcade 1-Up is probably going to have fairly fat profit margins given 720p, 24-inch monitor, lower weight, all of that. So is AtGames putting themselves in a position where they're kind of delivering a crap load of value? They're doing it in a way where they can't quite produce enough units to get it into our hands. Well, this is going to be available online retailer only for 2020. So we know, and I don't know if that's Amazon or just through AtGames. I don't think we know yet. This isn't going to be showing up in Walmart. But next year, not 2020, because they're going to be so limited with stock, unfortunately, on this, the Legends Pinball, all these products. But will 2021 be the year of AtGames where their products are priced so competitively and they just squeeze a lot of the profit out of this? Last thing I want to say, iArcade has revealed their final prices. You can go to their website and look at that. It's as expensive as $799. I'm not going to say that's too expensive because it's a high-end machine, it looks like. I haven't played with one yet. But they just raised $5.5 million of venture capital. When you raise a bunch of money, you have an opportunity to lower your prices, sell more units, and really drive out some competitors. I'm not advocating for that behavior because that can be kind of bad for a market long term. But if I ran iArcade and I really wanted to compete with AtGames and I had $6 million I just picked up plus the Kickstarter money, I'd be thinking, wow, I better compete with them on price. They're trying very hard not to compete with them on price. They're trying to set a very premium price. The problem is AtGames is already delivering fairly premium hardware at a very, very low price. I think that's going to make it tougher for iArcade in the long run. Not so much Arcade 1-Up. They're a little bit in their own lane, but I think it's going to make it tougher for iArcade. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this was interesting to you guys. The Legends Core from AtGames, it's coming soon. It's $50. I still can't believe it's not $70 or $80 or even $100. So looks compelling. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you think about the arcade wars and how they're heating up. And I'll talk to you later. Hey, consider hitting that join button to support the channel. And thanks so much for watching.